back. This is still Daybreak Africa. We have our next guest in the studio with us, and we'll be talking about how to manage interpersonal crisis during the lockdown. And to discuss this with us, we have Dr. Chris Udofia in the house. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for coming, Doctor. This is one salient area that many are not talking about. But again, it probably has made people to understand that there are other issues that, Lagos will not allow you to understand or see, because that closeness is not there. Like I said, it's there, but we're not seeing it. Do you think that this period would have thrown up the issues around people, not just husband and wife, but around families and so on, and probably people are not able to manage it?
We live in a very, very challenging time because of the pandemic that is everywhere. And the family is getting the heat as well. The family is not left out
At all.
and majorly between husband and wife and between parents and children. And then between external relationships with extended family members and the like. But let's leave extended family out of it. Let's focus on the nuclear. The husband, the wife, and the children. And before now, there are some homes that the father is never available because of work, or the mother is not always available because of work. And this pandemic has brought us together again as a family. But we must be careful. We might be together and still not be together.
Okay.
That is very important.
This physical presence.
Yes, the physical presence is not enough. You must be involved. The father can be home and he's not involved. The mother can be home and she's not involved because she's still carrying that work presence, even in the house. Particularly now they say you should work from home. I hope you're getting it.
Yes,
so
yes.
it's not enough to be physically present. It is much more enough to be involved.
All right, we've been seeing a lot of issues cropping up ever since the COVID-19 for families. We've had the quarrels. Even there was a video that was posted online where two wives had an issue, and instead of the husbands to come and separate the fight,
Two wives to say it's
in
a polygamous family.
No, this is even in the same compound, different houses.
Okay, different households.
Yes,
Okay.
and instead of the husbands to be man enough to settle it as men, and instead they started fighting, and I heard that at the end of the day they killed themselves, both of them, which was
That's the men.
yes, which was in fact watching the video I was amazed at what could have happened to actually get to that point or that level that you would kill your next fellow human being just because your wife and the other person's wife had an issue and you both just killed yourself. So people started commenting and talking, and people were like, the heat at home. People are beginning to get frustrated staying at home, and then husbands and wives that on a normal day they don't stay home together. So everything is just mixed up. So how exactly do you think that families can release this burden of being in the home with everyone present? This is not just you sitting down now. You are there and you need to be involved, just like you said. How do you balance it? How do you, feel your family during this period?
Let me begin by saying the place of love is not well understood, because let me keep love aside. I'm coming back to love. Now, people are hurting world over. People are hurting. And this pandemic has constrained men in particular into a position, into a fix.
Confine them.
Yes. They've been confined to say in a fix. They are crying for expression. And like they say, if you are hurt, you need to get some healing. Because if you are not healed, you will hurt somebody else.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So what, from the story you just explained, it's obvious that these men are hurting. So they are trying to express their anger in a way that is not supposed to. And even a boxer knows, a professional boxer knows you can't win the fight when you are angry.
Exactly.
So if you're trying to fight out of anger, you are causing more problem. You're creating more trouble. So you must deal with your emotion.
Okay.
You must be able to manage your emotions. Emotional intelligence is critical at a time like this. And I'm coming back to where I started from, the place of love. When you truly love, you will never hurt, because there's no hurt in love.
Exactly.
And that's where we are missing it. There is no love. When I say love, I mean true love.
True love, yes.
I mean the agape love. I mean the love that expresses itself genuinely, expecting nothing in return.
In return, yes.
You understand? If we truly love, we will have a society, a family that is a role model to the society.
Okay, away from the story, which is for me very gory, very graphic in terms of people going as far as, fighting and then taking each other's life. It's fact, it's to the extreme. No other way to put it. But there are other parts of this challenge of economically influenced disagreements and fights,
Yes,
and
definitely.
lack, and the provider of the family all of a sudden is now looking like he's abandoning or she's abandoning her responsibility, and sometimes this can drive emotions. I mean,
Definitely.
all of a sudden lack steps in, and nothing can be done, at least in the interim.
Yes.
How can people, apart from understanding each other, manage this period particularly and scale through? Because this is a reality.
That's true.
I mean, there's hunger in the land.
Sure.
How can people stay put?
There are quite a number of options to look into, and even the so-called well-to-do are feeling the heat as well. Now, if you're looking at the economic power of the home, the man used to provide, but now there is a challenge. He is no longer living up to that expectation. Now, the place of understanding is key.
Okay.
And let me say this before I go any further, that this is not how our story will end.
Okay. So
The pandemic is not the end of life. And like one of the adverts I see on televisions and the media would say, COVID-19 is not a death sentence.
Of course.
So let's not take it as a death sentence. It is going to be fine. So let's not use this time to destroy our tomorrow. So particularly the home front, the man, the woman, the husband, the wife, the father, the mother, we must understand that we need to have an understanding. We need to have an understanding. And if the man has been providing for the home before now, and all of a sudden, because of this pandemic, he is not providing for the home, you should understand with him for now and be submissive enough to take up the challenge for now. It doesn't hurt. For you to be the one to take care of the family for now, and let's see, as soon as the
Pandemic
is over, then we can return back to the normal life. You understand? Because I know if he's been doing that, he's not relaxing because of he does not want to. I believe that what he's going through is the reason for it, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So you must understand with him, and the man also must understand with her. It's the responsibility is on both ends. The responsibility is from the not just, it's a two-way street.
Okay.
The man, the woman, they both have their different responsibilities.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you think that at this period now, you talked about love,
Yes.
but for some people, they believe even with the love, things can still go wrong in a family. So do you think that mostly what is needed at this period of time during COVID-19 for families is friendship?
Yes, friendship goes a long way to put us together.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the first place, I can't truly love you if there is no friendship. We must be friends. You understand? That friendship has to be there. And friendship is not all about I know him, he knows me. No, there's more to it. He's my friend, she's my friend. No, there's more to friendship. Friendship is deep. If you truly understand friendship. Friendship is you are watching over for me, I'm also watching over for you. Okay. I'm there for you, you are there for me. You understand? Without any special strings attached. I'm just doing my duty as me, taking care of you. Sacrificially. So it's not a self-centered thing. I'm doing it because of what is in need for me. No. I'm doing it because it is my duty to do it. I'm doing it because it is me to do this. Yes. You understand? Like I love it the way Jim Rohn will say it. You take care of you for me, and I take care of me for you. So we are there to take care of each other by first taking care of ourselves. Because if you don't love yourself enough, you can't love somebody else.
Oh, you can't transfer what you don't have.
Yeah, you can't give what you don't have. You can't give it.
Another part is the children. For instance, the parents can understand to some degree each other, but yeah, you have children, especially now, children now that are used to one or two things, and all of a sudden it's not coming, and most of the time they can't even understand that there's COVID-19 that has locked down the environment. So how do you explain to children, especially now?
I will use what's going on in my own home as an example, because when this whole thing started, my daughter has stopped going to school. My son was actually supposed to start school.
And everybody just went on.
And he got locked down.
So we are all at home. Now, she's been crying, I want to go to school.
Interesting.
I want to go to school. She's been crying, I want to see my friend, and she mentioned names like that. And, you know, you are in a fix. How do I do this? How do I explain to her? At first, I started explaining, the school is on break for now. She does not understand what is break for now. She wants to go to school. Period. So I had to discuss with my wife, babe, how far? What can you say to this? How can you
come up with something?
We just had to come up with something. So all of a sudden, there's this advert on the television about this COVID-19, and it's animation.
Okay.
It was just a perfect use for me in the house. So anytime she sees that advert, she will like, okay, she wants to watch cartoon.
Okay.
So once the advert is running, she will just be there watching it. So after the advert, and I explained to her, can you see? That's coronavirus. People are not supposed to go out now because of coronavirus. She now said, coronavirus? I said, yes. Actually, she didn't call it quite well the first time. I can't remember how she called it there. And but every other time, we started using that. And even to step out from the living room, we tell her, coronavirus is outside. So she dare not go out. So we just use that, you know, to let her know that we are not going to school now because of coronavirus. So we made her to understand what coronavirus is. It's a disease, it's a virus, and you must not use your hand to play on the ground. You must not put your hand on your eye, your nose, your mouth. We started singing with it in the house. So she's acquainted with that now, and she knows, even though as a child she will, you know, fault in one or two times, but she is in the know of it now that there is coronavirus.
Wow, that must be a big relief for you.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering, parents.
It's so hard trying to explain to them.
You need to speak to them in their language. They need to understand you.
Now, speaking to them in their language, that's really the key word there for me.
Yes.
But most parents do not know how to speak to them in their language, because if you look at it, some of the parents out there don't have time, just like you said. Everybody's going to work in the morning, they leave as early as, in fact, there are some homes where they don't even see the kids. The house help takes care of everything.
Everything, yes.
Bathes them, eats food, takes them
They
to
don't know
school.
the parent, they know
bring
the house
They
help.
don't, exactly. They know the house help, they don't know the parents. So how do you now speak their language during this period? How do you think parents can do that?
Well, there is nothing impossible. It's a learned skill. You have to learn it.
Okay.
And all thanks to the almighty Google. You can Google, you can YouTube. There are a lot of materials online, you can pay attention to. So
yes.
it's not something. It's not one fit all. What is obtainable in my home might not be obtainable in the other person's house.
Exactly.
So if I had, from the example I used, somebody else might still find it difficult to use that example to still explain to the child.
Yes.
No, there's no guarantee actually.
So
you just try.
You just try.
Okay.
You just try. So you just go online and see how you can help yourself.
I'm sure, before we started the conversation, I was just wondering how all of these things will turn out in terms of being able to cohabit at home. And my mind was on children. And from what you explained now, which means there's no hard and fast rule about it. Nothing is cast on stone, but there's a possibility.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, thank you so much for coming. It's been amazing having you.
Thank you very much.
All right, we've been speaking with Dr. Chris Udofia, looking at managing interpersonal relationship and, of course, the home, including the precious ones at home, the children. All right?
All right, we'll go on a short break now, and when we do come back, Daybreak Africa continues. Please stay with us.